one of our 1% members is filled with water, so we'll circulate this around.
The screen just darkened.
Really need to refresh it.
Okay. Great. Well, I'm Rebecca Callahan Klein from 1% for the Planet, and I just, first of all, want to thank these two amazing women and their entire team.
Absolutely.
Gillian and Alyssa are incredible spirits. And one of the things about creating change is that you need to know who your partners are. This change is all about being out there on the edge, trying things in. Half the time they work, half the time they don't. And you need to just keep moving along. And one of the amazing things about this group is they know who they are, they care deeply about the people that they work with, and they always have your back. And we're really thrilled to be able to be here, to be able to share and meet people in their community and to share our community with them. And we're very excited, particularly about this meeting. And I am personally very excited. I have a degree in finance that I got almost 30 years ago. I started off working in public finance, and then I was like, this is not my dream of how money should work. And then I went off to be a social entrepreneur, and I started companies, and I started nonprofits, and built them and scaled them. And there is an amazing power in both of those sectors. And the interesting thing is that there's change that everyone brings, but when you put them together, oh my gosh, watch out. And we're really, really excited at 1% because this is the first time that we've been convening entrepreneurs and investors, and we have folks from our nonprofit world as well to look at, what can we do together. And so we're very, very excited. And we're especially excited to be joined here by my teammates. So Trina is in the back. Trina Peterson, she's our Colorado representative and also does all of our work with our individual donors and foundations. We also have a local team member here, Dave Fortsum from Loacom. Dave and his partner Eric work with us all through Southern California and help us with everything from member recruitment to communications and business development. So very happy to have them here. And I'm really pleased because one of the things we're going to do, we'll talk a little bit just briefly about 1% and who we are and what our model is. And then we're actually going to get a chance to hear from Joel Solomon, who is an absolute visionary in the area of investing. And he is, I don't want to do too much of a reveal, but I'm going to just say there's some news about renewal that we'll share in a minute. So, how many of you are familiar with 1%? Okay. So 10 years ago, Yvon Chouinard, who's the founder of Patagonia, he was out fishing with his buddy, and Craig Matthews, and they're two men of great integrity and character. And also a little bit of angst is thrown in the mix when Yvon is around because he's always thinking about the planet and how we can do stuff better. And they're fly fishing, talking about their businesses, and realizing that everything they do depends on a healthy environment. And yet, as companies, unless they're being asked to do it by law, there was no systematic investment going back into the planet. So Yvon, in his characteristic, let's change the world now, says, I think we should have an earth tax. 50% of everything we make should go back to the planet. Right, it's fishing. He's like, Yvon, I don't think that's going to fly. But maybe we could do 1%, because I'm doing 2% of my net sales. I'm investing it in actually saving the river that they were then fishing on. And so they said, let's create an entity called 1% for the Planet. Let's see if we can have companies voluntarily commit to invest 1% of their net sales in people who are actually making environmental change, which was environmental organizations. And now we have a much broader view of environment and sustainability, and so now it's investing in those organizations. So we went from 2 people on a river to we're now 1,300 companies, 3,300 nonprofits, 50 ambassadors include folks like Jack Johnson, and media partners as well. So outside TV, we have a lot of magazines, Grist, New Reader, you name it, media partners, and they share space with us to tell the story of what the 1% Network is doing. And we're now starting to kick off partnerships and changing the way that we grow our food, the way that we protect and conserve water, the way that we get around and do it in a sustainable way, and how we help make sure there's a planet here for all of us over the next millennium, next many, many millennia. So that's a little bit about what we do. We've got plenty of time in the Q&A to talk about the model and how it works. We'd love to have you all as members if you're not. And we basically can say you'll get a number of benefits. We have a brand that's quite powerful that you can put on your product. It communicates to your customers that you are giving back and that you are aligned with groups that care about the long-term sustainability of the planet. It helps build trust. It helps connect you to a network of like-minded leaders that you can collaborate with. And it helps you do a lot more on things that you care about. So tomorrow, for example, we have many companies in our network. They're investing about $10 million a year in food literacy in school gardens. And we've brought together a whole group of foundations, including a partner, the Orphala Foundation. We've brought 7 of our nonprofits together that are working on food gardens. And we're going to figure out, how do we change this equation? So instead of constantly digging for dollars to support one of the most fundamental things that we need to do, which is educate everybody about where their food comes from, how can we create a model with large-scale flows of capital going into things that are absolutely fundamental to create a more sustainable world? So that's what we do. So we're here to talk about that with you privately, and we're just very excited about being here. And now I'm going to tum. We have been working with innovators all over the planet, and we have had the incredible privilege of connecting with Joel Solomon. Joel is a visionary. He is a catalyst. He's a troublemaker, too. So whenever you hang out with Joel, I'll just warn you now, your molecules will be rearranged. So just get prepared now. Joel has a great view about investment, about what it means to really take dollars and put them to work making not only returns and wealth, but long-term value for people on the planet. And so we were very pleased. The big reveal is that Renewal Partners has joined as our first major venture capital partner in the 1% Network. And we're just really thrilled to have Joel here. And Joel, everyone is eagerly looking at you on the screen. You look very handsome. And we're very excited to hear a little bit about you, about your philosophy around investing and generating wealth and doing good for the planet. And then any words of wisdom you have for
I
us.
guess it's okay.
And we'll do Q&A back and forth.
Thank you. Oh, is that it?
Yep, that's it.
Okay. First, we're going to